What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another day in Car Mechanic Simulator with me, the Virtual Mechanic, and today's a beautiful project. This is the Nissan GTR, but this isn't any Nissan GTR. This is the Legends Edition from Need for Speed Unbound. This has been recently updated by adding some cool new stuff, and the one we're going to play with today is the Legends Edition. This is going to be pretty wild. You can already see it. Looks pretty wild from the offset. We've even got a bit more exhaust coming out the side there. I think this is going to be absolutely fantastic. I'm not sure what to do with this one today, what colours to go with or anything like that. So we'll have to think about that as we go. But let's jump back into this. Did we get a good deal for the Legends Edition? No. No, we didn't. 158,904 is what I paid, and I could only sell it for 127,679, losing out on 31,225. Which we're going to have to try and claw back. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we got enough money in the bank. Over 87 million. So it's not going to matter too much. But we always like to make some profit nonetheless. The engine in this is the V6 double overhead cam VR38DE double T twin turbo. 611 factory horsepower on this bad boy. And today, we're going to take this one on the racetrack. See if we can finally beat that Emden Jaeger off the racetrack lap times board with a flying lap of 123.539. Do you think we'll be able to do it? Make a suggestion, make a guess in the comments below now, and stick around to the end to find out if we can. Before we jump in, I just need to say a huge congratulations to Zuz winning. Zuz, I don't know, I may have said that wrong, but there we go, with the Chrysler 300C SRT8, the white pearl, and this one is absolutely fantastic. You can't really see it too clearly, but there's a lovely bit of blue on that engine bay. Everything else is in the white or a standard colour, and it looks beautiful. And Zuz plays on Xbox. There we go. I think it's our first Xbox winner, so congratulations. It just goes to show that you don't always have to go all out to win these wonderful competitions. You can win just by building a standard one and making it look as cool as you can. So there we go. The next competition is up and running on the Discord server, so make sure you head over there, vote for the favourite car, although that will have already finished by the time you see this video. I am recording it early, so go and build whichever car it is. I don't know what it is yet, again, because I am recording this early, because I'm away this weekend, or the weekend just gone. I'm just going to see some friends who I haven't seen for a very long time. But anyway, enough of that. Let's crack on with this beautiful Legends Edition GTR. Let's get it into the car wash, although it's really not dirty at all. It is missing quite a bit, though. But let's get it into the car wash. Let's get it cleaned up. In the car wash with our definitely wide stance GTR. Let's get it cleaned just to make sure. It already looks pretty clean anyway. Should we keep it white? Or should we go for a new chameleon? Maybe we'll play with a new chameleon today. We'll see how that goes. But let's get the interior done. Get this beast back on the lifter. Get what little's left of that V6 ripped out of there. And start stripping everything down. The Legends Edition is up in the air. We need to check for the oil pan. There is no oil pan. And this beautiful model is a four-wheel drive. Hopefully giving us a better chance on the racetrack a little bit later on. But let's jump in and get started with the starter that's missing. So we'll add that one to the shopping list now. Let's get in and get the drive shaft out of here. Out you come with all of your bolts. No rusty. I mean, this is in pretty good condition, in all honesty. We do have the secondary drive shaft. So out you come as well. Obviously, being four-wheel drive, and that beautiful double transmission at the back there, making it all work together. We'll deal with that one a little bit later on. But let's get the flywheel cover off of here. Struggling with the English language, and we'll grab the one front exhaust section. Was there meant to be two? There is. We'll have to sort that out a little bit later on, but that's no problem at all. But now we can get in and rip that engine block out of there, hopefully. So back down on the ground you go, and let's go and grab the engine block and get the engine out and see what we've got going on inside this awesome engine bay. Out you come. Just a little block and a few other pieces. And then what have we got going on in here? I think we've all got a lot missing today as per, but there we go. So we've got double air filters. We've got a nice big radiator and a large intercooler at the front there with a coolant reservoir, power steering reservoir, and the wishy-washy reservoir. Got a Type A ECU just up there, brake servo, fuse box, ABS pumper module, and obviously our lovely little battery tray. We're also missing the fuel tank and the fuel pump down the back, so there is a lot missing from this. All of the suspension is all of the exhaust is also missing, but it does look like the suspension is all there. We have all four wheels. Are we missing a bushing? No, it looks like we've got everything for the suspension. So I'm going to crack on, get everything sorted for this engine bay, add it all to the shopping list, get it bought, whatever we need. Get the rest of this stripped out, and when we come back, it'll be time to start working on the beautiful bodywork for this absolutely wild, crazy car before putting it into the paint shop to decide what we're going to do with it. Time to go and sort all the bodywork out for the beautiful Legends Edition GTR. I love the look of this thing. It is so crazy and wild. But anyway, let's start stripping it off. Off with that fender with one of the exhausts on there. Out with the headlight. Now, these are part of the body, so we can't do anything with them as it stands. Let's carry on around. Out with the door. Nice and easy. Any side skirts on there? Rear fenders. I think they're just missing. Yes, they are. We carry on around. Bit more fuel fillers, not exhausts. They're definitely not exhausts. They're for filling up fuel. As we carry on further around, that's a body window. I need to check the other side for one of them. And out with that door. And that might be everything. No body window on that side. That looks like we might have everything. Let's just jump in and grab this interior out. Just the front seat and the steering wheel. Have we got anything else? 2 front seats and the steering wheel. Probably going to go back together as they are because we've got that red stitching on the back. And I know is it GTR seats? I just want to double check. It is the GTR seats. They do have a bit of red stitching on them that we can hopefully make look a little bit better later on. But have we got everything? 1% on there and nothing showing up on there. So we really have got everything. And if you do want to know, you can change the car edition once you're down to the bare frame. I'm not doing that because we are sticking with the Legends edition today. But the frame is at 32%. We bought the car for just under 160,000. It's now worth nothing with nothing on it, but there we go. What do we reckon for sorting out the frame today? 160,000. I'm going to go 2,500. 3,500. Not far off for the GTR. Now, we have seen this beautiful body shop before, but we have some new pieces in it. So we need to check out and see what we got. That Ben Supra is new, I believe. I don't know off the top of my head. This is what we're using today for the Need for Speed Unbound stuff. So we're going to be keeping our eye out for all of these little logos. Although we are just going to put this car back together exactly as it came apart. I just wanted to see how everything was listed. You do have a lot of listings on there of what is to go with what. Okay, the hoods you can just mix and match apart from this one, as you can see, because it's a totally different shape. And you can pretty much see the whole engine. And one of the reasons why I'm looking forward to it. I don't know if there's any new lights. I can't say on that, but we'll find ones that work with ours beautifully. Oh, yes, because we've got these like half covers around the tail lights. It looks so good. I cannot wait to get all this together. We do have specific Unbound headlights, so we will definitely be using them. And the rear bumper is the license plate. Remove rear bumper, actually. I'm confused. Very confused. We'll come back to that one a little bit later on, but that's all of the body parts for the beautiful Legends Edition GTR. So we need to get all of our stuff bought, replaced, or upgraded, get this car all back together, and then into the paint shop to finally choose the colours we're going to go for it today. Let's get this beautiful body all back together then. I am so looking forward to this. On with the Unbound hood that is almost completely cut out. Loving that one. Then we got the Unbound fenders, which obviously have the pipework on there for either side. On you go and on you go. The headlights, we went for the tinted Unbound headlights. You can see I've got the normal ones and the tinted ones on there. I think the tinted ones just look a little bit better. Front bumper, obviously the Unbound front bumper. And look at that. It's going to be absolutely wild. I am loving this so far. In we go with the windshield. The doors, I just went for the 2017 doors. They came on it, so I just repaired them. In you go. Windows are just windows. On you go and on you go. There is a few options for the windscreen. I just went for a plain one on this one today. And for the mirror, I went with the Nismo mirrors because, well, I just like Nismo. So there we go. For the Car Part 2F, which is the side skirts and rear fenders, the obviously Need for Speed Unbound, adding lots of width to that, making it so much wider than it was before. Let's get round and get the other side all up to the same spot. In you go, on you go, and in you go there. And then we're down to the back. So the trunk is the Ben Sopra one. In you go. For the tail lights, we went with the tail light C, kind of like with a little Nismo stripe. I'm calling it. It's not that, but on you go and on you go. Then we got the little spoiler, Need for Speed Unbound spoiler, but also the big spoiler, which is part of the window in the Need for Speed Unbound window on there. And then this beautiful rear bumper, the Need for Speed Unbound, with the sleepy eyes on it for the tail lights, looking absolutely fantastic. And for our license plate today, we went for Need for Speed Unbound, or UB on there. Will it show up? No, still not been fixed, sadly, that one, but there we go. That should be all of the bodywork. It is looking absolutely fantastic. I cannot wait to get this into the paint shop. But let's crack on with the interior. I did change my mind a little bit. I've kept the GTR steering wheel, but I did swap it out to some Nismo seats or the 370Z seats, just because I think they're a little bit more fitting. because we've got the Nismo mirrors and also what I'm referring to as the Nismo lights with the red stripe around them, although they're not officially Nismo lights. Have we got everything? 100%, 100%, 100%. We have indeed. Let's get the Legends Edition into the paint shop and decide what we're going to do with it today. This is what we've gone for on the beautiful Legends Edition GTR. Looking absolutely fantastic. Loving this. This is a sort of mix between matte and pearl, sort of somewhere in the middle of where they two sit on the scale in this beautiful green. I'm absolutely loving it. I think this looks fantastic. We've got bits of carbon fibre on there, so we will be splashing in some carbon into this build, both front and back. Obviously, the little tail light covers, I think they look absolutely beautiful. This car is incredible. We've added a little bit of colour to the interior, nothing special. A little bit of extra black on the seats just for the casing and the back there. Nothing too special on there. And a little bit of extra black on the steering wheel just to make the red pop a little bit more on the stitching. That's all we've done on the interior. I haven't done anything to anything else. So we've just got the beautiful body done. I love this engine bay. I cannot wait to get it all finished together. And hopefully it's going to look absolutely fantastic. So let's get this bad boy back onto the lifter. Let's get everything else painted and start getting it all back together. The crazy wild GTR is up in the air, looking absolutely fantastic. I really have loved this one. I've enjoyed it so much. But let's start getting some of the suspension all together. Carbon fibre shocks, green springs on there, looking very nice. No torch needed, just about see everything on there. Looking great. Let's jump in and start getting some of this in. We have a couple of floaty bits that we need to get in. So we've got the gearbox just there. And then that rear suspension cross member. Gearbox in the green with some black bolts on there. All the bolts on the build are green, by the way. This black bolt comes from just the colour paint style, using steel black and green for that gearbox. The rear suspension is just in a normal sort of the pearly matte black colour that we've gone for on the build today. That's it for the back. Oh no, I forgot the sway bar. We should probably get that one in as well, because I think I'm going to need to throw that one in. So in you go, just in a lovely little green. And now we want to get up the front. Here we go. We do have the beautiful, large intercooler. I haven't painted it because there's an intercooler that sits underneath it. If I take it out and come off and go around to the front, you can already sort of see that intercooler there. So I've left it unpainted so that it matches in with that. So back in you go. Then we've got the front suspension cross member, which is in a beautiful black. The sway bar, which is in a lovely green. And we've also got the steering rack in a green. And that front transfer case, as we're here, might as well throw that one in the green as well. All looking very nice. So now we need to crack on some clips of getting the rest of this suspension in. Let me know what you all think. And I'll be back in just a moment. That's half of the suspension all finished, looking nice in a black, green, and a few bits of carbon fibre, even on that wheel knuckle hub cover, whatever you want to call that part, and the spring caps, both of them, the top and bottom cap, and also on that rear shock. Looking very nice. If we jump up to the front, we've also got some carbon up here as well on the main shock and obviously on that knuckle cover. We've alternated the bushings. If they're in black, they've gone green. If they're in green, they've gone black. Looking quite good on there. Plenty of splashes going all the way around. This large intercooler, although it's in there for a very specific reason, because even if I take that intercooler out, you can still see that artificial intercooler bit at the front. I don't know what you want to call it. So I am just going to leave it, as much as I don't like it being just in that silver. I think I would have preferred it in a black or a green. But there we go. Let's crack on. Let's get down the back. Over we go. We're going to crack on and get the rest. Oh, a little bit jumpy. The rest of the suspension all in here, ready to go in. Then we'll come back and sort out the engine bay before going to building that beautiful V6. What an idiot. Just realised I missed a couple of bits out. Let's get in and get them. Wheel hub bearing on this side. And obviously the drive axle in there, just in a black with a lovely green bolt. On you go. We've also got the fuel tank Nicely done, just in that pearly matte black, and the same with the green on the fuel pump there. There we go. Now that's all looking good. Now we can crack on and get the engine bay all sorted and the engine. So I'll be back right now. That's all the suspension finished, looking good in a black and green with a little bit of carbon fibre on it here and there. Nothing too special, even if I did miss a couple of bits down the back there. And I've just noticed I'm missing something at the front as well because I'm an idiot. Let's get in and just quickly get that lovely sway bar end link there. In you go in your blackness. Did I get the one on the other side? I did, so we don't have to worry about that. But let's crack on and get the engine bay all sorted and ready to go. Wishy-washy reservoir not painted. Coolant reservoir not painted. Power steering reservoir also not painted. ECU Type A Stage 3 in there, ready to go. Brake servo up there, not painted. And we nip over to the other side. The ABS pump, just in one of them blacks with the module in black on the top. And a bit of that green in the bolts going in there. Just for good measure. I really love that feature. I think it's absolutely fantastic. But let's crack on. Battery tray, carbon fibre. Battery just in a straight up black. Took all the red off of it. The bracket in a carbon fibre with some lovely green bracket rods. There we go. Looking very good on there. In you go. And in you go. Now we nip up towards the front. Obviously our intercooler is in the silver, and we already know the reason as for why it's in the silver. Air filter bases, these are both in carbon fibre. Then we've got our performance air filters in there, ready to give us a bit more power on the racetrack. With the covers are both in the carbon fibre, and lovely green clips going all the way around. Just finishing it off with a bit more green accents. I do believe you won't see any of this from the engine bay because of that half cover. Can I get the clip? There we go. Because of that half engine cover or hood, whatever you want to call it. So we'll find out in just a minute once we finish getting all of these bits in here. Around we go, the other two clips. One there, one there. Then we can get the radiator in, which I have done just in a full black. Although it does clip through there a little bit. Maybe we should do the intercooler black. I don't want to change it now. We will see what happens with that. The fan housing kit's in a carbon fibre with a lovely green fan on there. That does look a bit weird, I'm not going to lie. Maybe we should black out the intercooler. Let's give it a go and see how it looks. Well, it looks better from here with the black intercooler. It sort of clips a little bit. It still clips the same amount, but it looks like it's clipping a little bit less. Just looks a bit better in the black. But are we going to be able to see that intercooler from the front ruining what's already there? No, that's absolutely fine. I was worried about nothing for no reason. Should have just painted it black in the first place. But there we go. As I said, you can't really see much in the engine bay. It's all sort of tucked mostly underneath this. The wishy-washy sticking out a little bit. And obviously the fuse box and the ABS pump and module. Nothing else really visible, which is what it is. But now we want to go and build that beautiful engine and see how good that looks inside that engine bay, because I cannot wait for this one. So let's get in and see the twin turbo V6 on the stand. The block is in a black and green. You can see that's why these bolts here are green, and that arm there's green as well. The heads are both just in a green, full green, no other mixed of colours, because you end up with this bit red, whereas this bit here stays green, vice versa. Funny ones to play around with on the Quality of Life mod, these engine heads are, but there we go. Then we've got camshaft cap A, which is this big one that goes all the way around in a black, and it's the B on the other side that goes all the way around there. And then underneath that, you've got rocker arm B and rocker arm A on top of it, with a camshaft B sitting just underneath it, and then 4 camshaft caps as well. And 3 spark plugs. It is the same on either side. Still a rocker arm B, rocker arm underneath, rocker arm A above, and then a camshaft A on the other side. So you've got 1 camshaft A and 1 camshaft B. But let's crack on. Let's get some more of this engine all done. Timing cover D, which is the very back cover, we've done in a green and black. Just a little bit of black on the inside there, just to splash it up a little bit, make it look a little bit different. Then we've got the water pump, in you go. And we've also got all of our lovely cam gears on here. We'll just get them in, 2 of each, different sizes, along with a timing chain connecting them together. And then a big old timing chain going all the way around, connecting everything up. Along with a timing chain shoe A and timing chain shoe B, just up there, nice and easy. Then we should be able to get the timing cover A, which is the front timing cover on, which is in black and green. You can see them bolts there, green, and a few little splashes just up there. Along with all of these bolts, which will eventually be green. I don't know how much of it we're actually going to see when we drop it in the car, so we will find out in a minute. Timing cover C is in green and black, mostly green, a few little black splashes on there. Again, the bolts will all be green. And timing cover B is also in the same finish as the last one. green with a few splashes of black on there. Then we got the alternator, which is in a black, looking nice on this green arms, and the bolts again will be green. Power steering pump is green and black with a little splash of red on there as well. We're going to call that the Nismo red effect, because it is. Crankshaft pulley in a beautiful green, in you go. And then all the idle rollers are also in a lovely green. But still with a little bit of like metalness into them, so that when the green bolts go in, just give you something to take your eyes away from it. Just a little bit different, that's all. Then if we nip down underneath, we've got the oil pan, which is in steel black and green. Also looking fantastic again. In you go. So what you get is you'll get the green bolts on there, and then the extra green bolts just on there as well. Looking good. Serpentine belt, blacked out as per normal. Belt tensioner in a green. Maybe a bit too much, that one. I'm not sure about it. Still not fully decided, but we're going to stick with it. Oil filters just in a lovely little black down there. And that's about it for the front. So let's move on. If we go up to here, the engine head covers. Now these are in green and carbon fibre. Looking very nice on there. The carbon fibre weave looks pretty good, and I'm quite pleased with how it turned out. Then we've got the ignition coils in a green on top. Looking good, looking good, looking good. Let's go around and get the other side up to the same spot. All bolted up and ready to go with its ignition coils in as well. One there, and one there. Then we'll get our lovely little fuel filter in. Looking nice in the green, but we have still kept the text on it. So it's an ever so slight different shade of green to the rest of it, because sadly that's just how it works. Intake manifold in the middle. We've done that one in a green, just for a bit more of a green splash from the top. Although it's going to be quite hard to see once we've got everything else in. Fuel rails are in green and chrome. Little splash of chrome on there. A little splash of chrome on there. Before we do that part, we're going to come down and do our turbos. These are in chrome and green. Just a few little splashes of green, just to give it some colour in there, making it a little bit nice. I kept all of this in chrome because these side pipes are in chrome. And also, you can't really see them, but they are chrome as well. They've just got some burnt elements on them, which look fantastic, by the way. Well done to Lit on that one. But anyway, in you go, all bolted up on the other side. And then we can get the intake manifold in. Now, this is chrome and green again, but the green elements are literally just round here. 1, 2, and there was another bit as well. That bit there is connected in a green. Let's get you all bolted up and get the last few bits in. Throttles on either side are both black and green. Looking nice. Just a little splash of green just to keep it going. Swing around to the other side. The throttle in there as well. And then we can get the cover on top. And then this will be this engine all finished. Now this cover is in green and carbon fibre. Looking absolutely beautiful on there. And obviously these top bolts will all be green as well when it goes in the car. And that's it for the twin turbo V6. It is looking beautiful on there. A couple of splashes of chrome just to keep it going, as we do have a little bit of chrome on the car. Bit of carbon fibre, as we got carbon fibre, and obviously some black and green. Off we come at the stand. Let's get it dropped into this Legends Edition. In you go. Get the crane put away, and then let's take a look at this. I love it. It just looks so good. We don't even need that open. We'll close that because it doesn't matter. We're going to get into our photo mode. Make sure it's in focus, and we're going to go up in the air just a little bit. That's how good that looks. It looks absolutely fantastic. Now the chrome makes sense on that top bar, although they aren't fully chrome. But you get the idea. You see what we're going with there. It is looking very good. These are fully chrome as well, so they're looking very, very nice. I am so pleased with this one. It looks absolutely fantastic. Quality work by Lit getting this all in. It is so good. I am blown away by it. But let's get underneath. Let's get our last few bits in. We've got some exhaust, some gearbox, some flywheel covers, and a couple of drive shafts to go. So the flywheel cover at the front here is in a black. But obviously you've got them beautiful green bolts on there. And while we're here, let's nip around to the front. Well, you can see quite a few of them green bolts. Whoa, a bit too close. Yeah, see, that's looking nice. I like that. I wish I could have got these bits to go black on there. So it would have been like green, black, green. That would have looked better in my opinion. But anyway, back to where we were. The flywheel cover is on. Let's get the starter in just a cheeky little green on there. Then we've got the two exhaust sections. I keep getting an extra one of these. I don't know where it comes from. So we're just going to put them in for the moment. Then we've got rear muffler to go in as well in your lovely chrome. Just finishing that piece off. You won't see any of this, maybe a little bit from the underside, because obviously our exhausts are these invisible pipes that are coming up around here. Looking very good. Then we've got the drive shaft A, which is specifically for the Nissan. We've done that one in a carbon fibre. In you go there. Looking very nice. We couldn't make this the TK Aftermarket drive shaft because that one doesn't actually work with this specific type. Then for our main drive shaft, as you can see, it's a big chunky carbon fiber one, but we took the carbon fiber out and replaced it with carbon fiber, so it was the same color carbon fiber as everywhere else. That's the gray I actually use for my carbon effect. I use the same one every time. Doesn't matter whether you're using a matte finish, pale finish, metallic finish, it always looks quite good in the carbon fiber. There we go. That's pretty much that. We've got nothing else we can do here, so let's take a walk out from the front, and I'm quite pleased with this one. Lots of green, lots of black, a little bit of chrome from them exhaust, carbon fiber running through the middle there, bit more green, black and green as we come out the end. It is looking so good. I am so pleased with this one. Let's get you back down on the ground. We got liquids to top up, we got windows to tint, and some beautiful wheels to get done, and then we can get this wonderful GTR outside in the sun. Well, here it is then, all finished with the new addition to Lit's Nissan GTR. Absolutely fantastic. I will include a link in the description below to the GTR if you want to go and grab it yourself and have some fun with this wild, crazy build that we've got going on here. I love it. It's absolutely fantastic. I love the engine bay. I love these two vents or exhaust coming out the hood, along with the side exhaust, and the way this wraps around into here. It is absolutely beautiful. Excellent work by Lit. But let's talk about the rims we've gone for today. I've gone for the rims that came on it. They are the 1A. They are repaired and back on the vehicle, just with a fresh coat of paint. Ever so slight change as well to the tyre. We shall talk about that. So, it's a 20-inch rim. We left that as it is. It's a 325 width tyre. We left that as it was. 25 profile. We did change that. The fronts are supposed to be a 30 profile, but they do come with race tyres, and we've gone on to slicks so that we can handle the racetrack a little bit better. Fingers crossed, hopefully. So, down on the profile, 25 profile on there, and it's got ET of 135, bringing out all this way. These are some incredibly wide boys on there. Down at the back, it is a 20-inch rim still. That is the same as normal. 405 width. That's the same as normal. Profile is 20 at the back, and it's down from 25. That's what it comes with, 25. And ET of 145. Absolutely wild. This is a very, very wide boy, and I love it. It is so awesome. Does the boot open? Trunk, sorry, I definitely said trunk. It does, but weirdly, so we're just going to pretend we didn't do that. Anyway, let's jump inside. I love this interior. The prefabbed interior in there looks absolutely fantastic with all the red stitching. Although the GTR seats do have a bit of red stitching, the Nismo seats, in my opinion, come out better, which is why we swapped them out for the 370Z seats. As we take a seat, there is lots of red stitching everywhere. It's fantastic, even on the steering wheel. Red stitching galore, and I love it. Absolutely love it. If only I could have changed the stitching to green all the way through, I definitely would have. But let's get this one started and see what she sounds like. The V6 twin turbo, we've heard it many a times. Let's give it some gas. Oh, I do like that one. I do like that one a lot. I've always been a fan of the turbo whistle. It's just got a little bit of grit at the top end. Sounding fantastic. Let's get this beast onto the dyno, see what its horsepower will be and what its drag rating is. On the dyno with the Need for Speed Unbound Nissan GTR Legends Edition. 611 factory horsepower from this wild, crazy beast. How much have we increased it by today? And what will its drag rating be? Let's have a look. A gain of 610 horsepower. It says 100%, but like 99.9% power increase there. Absolutely incredible. We do have an ECU. Not many TK Aftermarket parts on this one, though, but we do have an ECU, and that's what gives us the good tuning. Bringing us up to 1,221 horsepower from the Legends Edition GTR, and a drag rating of A 942 in case we wanted to take it drag rating. But today we're going to take this beast around the track, trying to beat that Emden Jaeger on the racetrack lap time board with a 1:23.539. Can we do it? I'm sure this car can. The real question is, can my driving ability do it? Here's the gear tune for today. 3.15 ratio is what I've gone for. 74k in first gear, up to 376. This should be plenty for the track. We shouldn't need any more. I've been around the track quite a few times. This car is perfect. My driving ability, definitely not. So we'll see how we do and if we manage to beat that Emden Jaeger. Don't forget, fully tuned ECU. There is a short linked up here on some devices, but it is linked in the description below. Or also you can just go to the shorts on my channel and easily find how to easily tune the short the short, how to easily tune the ECU and the carb, although this one's got no carb, every time. But enough about that. Let's get this wonderful GTR onto the racetrack and see what she can do. Here we are then on the track with the Nissan GTR, looking absolutely wild and crazy. We're going to do 2 laps. We're going to do a standing lap and a flying lap. We won't see much of the standing lap, but you will see the whole flying lap. All you'll see from the standing is a few mistakes or some epic corners, if there are any. I have been driving this car on this track for around 2 hours now, trying to figure out the track, get this car to go around it, and I am bad at driving this car. I cannot get 2 decent laps back to back. I either mess up on the second lap or mess up on the first lap. So hopefully I'll mess up on the first lap and we get a clean second lap, because that's the time we need to beat the 1:23.539 from that Emden Jaeger. So let's go. Come on, GTR. We can do this. I'm on my controller, by the way. So let's get into the first corner. We are going to let a little bit off the gas here, just so we pull around nicely. And we are going to brake a tiny little bit for this second corner. Don't hit the curbs. You'll flip the car, definitely. A little bit off the acceleration round here, and then flat through here. Nice and easy. Don't go on the sand. Don't go on the sand. Into the big right. Slamming on the brakes. Slamming on the brakes. A little bit of gentle tap in there just to make sure it got round, and then use the power to pull us out at the end. This is actually going quite well, and I'm a bit disappointed because it means we'll mess up the second lap. Final corner, bit more breakage there, getting us around onto the final straight and across the line in our 1:25, which is absolutely incredible. Best I've done today, on the first lap that is. I've done better on the second. Oh, it's getting it round. This is not going well. Keep us going, flat, flat, flat. There we go, into the straightaway, coming up to the first banked left-hand turn. We're going to need a lot of braking for this one. Slamming on the brakes, a little bit of wiggle, double tapping the brakes, pulling us round. I don't know if that was better than the first corner or not, but it was one of the best ones I've done all day. So let's keep it going, flat through here, fingers crossed, flat through here, don't hit the curb. There we go, it was flat through there, coming up to the banked right-hand, or the big right-hand turn. Slamming on the brakes nice and early to make sure we get it down as much as we need to make this corner. There we go, full power on the exits. Up into the banked left-hand turn. So far, so good. Don't want to jinx it. Slamming on the brakes. We want to be in third for this. Use the acceleration to pull the car around. A little bit slidey there. We want to make sure we do well on the exit and not hit that curb. Happy with that. Into the S section. Now this is where I've messed up the most today. So we're going to do a little dab of brakes in there. Coming up. Oh, I've hit the curb. I've hit the curb. We're sliding. We recovered. We recovered. This is not going to be the fastest lap, I don't think. Into the final corner. Bit more braking. Pulling it round onto the home straight. Come on, beautiful GTR. And across the line. Slamming on the brakes. Let's bring us to a stop with a 1:23.677. And we were aiming for a 1:23.539. So close, but we haven't quite made it, which is a bit of a shame. Probably, don't know yet, we'll check in a minute, probably putting this one second on the racetrack lap time board. I'm so disappointed. This car has definitely got it to get it into first place. I just don't have it, if it is being able to drive a car around a racetrack. Let's get this one back to the garage, get it onto that racetrack lap time board, and see if we can sell this one on for a tasty bit of profit. Where's the GTR going to sit on the racetrack lap time board? Second place. At least it's second. I am happy with that. I mean, I definitely feel like this car could definitely get first place quite easily. The fastest standing lap, 1:25.011. Like, I know I messed up on that standing lap a little bit, and that should have been a bit quicker, but I don't think it should have been that much quicker. If I was better at driving in this game, that would have been in first place. I am sure of it. But I'm still quite pleased with that. There we go. Yeah, it is a great car. I've had a lot of fun with it, and it is incredibly powerful. If you're a better driver than me, this will probably be your fastest car on the racetrack, or one of your fastest cars on the racetrack. But there we go. Second place on the racetrack lap times board. Definitely a good contender for it. Did very, very well. But let's get outside and see if we could sell this one on for a tasty bit of profit. There we go, all finished with the beautiful Legends Edition GTR. Came second on the racetrack lap time board. But let's talk some facts and figures. I bought the car for $158,904 and could have sold it at a loss of $31,255. We obviously didn't do that. We have since spent a further 129,716 upgrading, modifying, tuning, and painting this beautiful car, putting our total spend at 288,620. Is there some profit to be made from the beautiful GTR? Let's get in. Let's take a look. Well, there she is, all 100% complete and only just under 16,000 kilometers on the clock. Very, very nice car. We should be able to sell this one on for some mega profit. But let's have a look in a moment. The engine from 611 horsepower to 1,221. A gain of what it said was 100%, but I'm putting it down to 99.9%. Because it's not quite. But it did cost us 288,620. Can we make some profit? Yes, we can. 907,463 is the sale price for our beautiful GTR. Taking away what we spent leaves us with 618,843 profit from this absolutely beautiful car. Well done, Lit. This one is absolutely fantastic. I love the look and style of this one. It is so wild and crazy, and I am here for it 100%. Link in the description below if you want to grab this Nissan GTR for yourself. But it's time to say goodbye to ours and take our tasty bit of profit. Thank you very much. Pitting us up to almost 89 million. We're not quite there yet. 500,000 to go, or just under, so not too shabby. But what have we got coming up next? Well, there it is. This is the Evo 10. You can all see that. And when I click on it, it's going to tell you that it's the standard edition. There we go. Standard edition Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 10. We won't be sticking with the standard edition. What one would you like to see me make? Let me know in the description below, in the comments below. And what we'll do is we'll strip it down to the bare frame, and as I've shown you before, we'll use the little arrows that appear here when it's on the bare frame to make it whichever model we want, and that's the one we will be reassembling. So we're going to take a standard one and make it into something crazy and wild. And if you want to see it on the racetrack, let me know in the comments. We could also pick this one on the gravel track. It is a bit of an off-roader if we pick the right config, or we could just do it drag racing. Let me know what you would like to see. Did we get a good deal for this one? No, but not by much. I'll take that. 6,457 is what we paid, and we could sell it for 6,065, losing out on only 392, and I'll take that. The engine in this one is the i4 2-litre double overhead cam TFSI all-wheel drive engine, and I'm hoping if we switch the config, it might still be this engine, because I do want to play with that TFSI one, because it looks like a lot of fun. 295 factory horsepower, so not the biggest in the world, but it's still going to be a lot of fun. So make sure you join us back here on Wednesday for the beautiful Evo 10. Make sure you let me know in the comments below which config you would like to see us build in that episode. It's going to be a lot of fun. I am very, very much looking forward to it. What did you think of the beautiful GTR today? I loved it. It was wild. Such a shame we couldn't quite get it first on the speeder board. But there we go. It is what it is. Fantastic build. Leave me a like if you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And double check that you are subscribed, especially if you want to see more content from me coming 3 times a week. You know it. We're obviously back on Friday with What the Friday. So thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, yes, you personally, for sticking around to the end. It's one of the best ways you can support my channel is by watching the content, and all of the content if you can. I know it's not up to everybody, but there we go. So thank you again for watching. Have a beautiful day, whatever it is you're getting up to, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Like and subscribe for Virtual Mechanic.